Is it weird that I now, on my very long list of characters that I'm attracted to, have to add an animated K-pop demon on that list? And not even him in his human form, even though I find his human form attractive, but really I'm about the demon form. Yeah, I need therapy. And welcome to my Safe Gayven, everybody. Thank you guys so much for clicking on another video and joining me here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. If this is your first time checking out my channel and one of my videos, let me introduce myself. My name is Michael. I call myself the Black Gay Comic Geek. I always say the things that I love to talk about here on the channel has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I'm also like to talk about fantasy, superheroes, comic books, action movies, horror movies, sci-fi, animated movies. And of course, I like to talk about black representation and queer representation. So if you think that's important, if you think representation matters, if you think representation equals normalization, and you just enjoy the videos and enjoy the content and enjoy the reviews, do me a favor, help me to continue to grow this channel. Hit that subscribe button. Not only just hitting that subscribe button, but if you're already subscribed, do me an additional favor and hit that like button. Smash that like button because it'll really help the YouTube algorithm getting this video out there, getting my channel out there. More eyes can come across the channel. More eyes can subscribe to the channel. I can continue to grow and go from 11,200 subscribers to 12,000, 13,000, 14,000, etc., etc., etc. Guys, as you could not tell from the title of this video, and I know I'm late because this movie came out in like June, but I finally watched K-pop Demon Hunters, and I gotta admit, I was being a little bit of a hater. That's why I did not watch it, because I have my thoughts about like K-pop and the genre and like how they take so much from like black aesthetics and don't really give credit, and then the racism and like there's a whole thing about that. So I was just like, a movie about K-pop, I'm not watching this. But then, what was it? 2 days ago, I was like, you know what? Let me finally sit down and actually watch this movie, because everybody's talking about it. Even to this day, even though it came out in June, people are still talking about it. It's still #1 on the chart. Hell, Taylor Swift's album just came out, and her album is #2. The Huntrix K-pop Demon Hunter album is still #1 on the charts months after it's come out. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me finally sit down and watch this movie. And with that said, my intro about this movie gives you a little sneak peek to how I felt about the movie, but this is gonna be full spoilers being that this movie came out in June. But let's still give the synopsis of K-pop Demon Hunters. When K-pop superstars Rumi, Mira, and Zoe aren't selling out stadiums or topping the Billboard charts, they're moonlighting as demon hunters to protect their fans from the ever-present supernatural danger. And so yeah, I think also part of what makes this movie significant isn't just the fact that it's like a K-pop movie, but I believe the majority of the cast, and I think the director as well, like this is the first time that it's a Korean-based animated movie set in Korea. The cast is Korean, the writers are Korea, it deals with Korean culture. And after months of depriving myself from this movie, after watching it, I was like, yeah, I kind of get the hype. It didn't even take till the end of the movie. Like, after the very first song, I was just like, all right, I'm kind of hooked. And it's not even just the songs that are catchy, but like the humor, the jokes, the time, like the moment where the demon comes out of the plane and they're just like, we're gonna eat you, and then Mira like burps. And then they try again. It's like, we're gonna eat, and then Rumi burps. And then it's like, we're gonna eat your fans. And then like just the way the animation, like the moment where they come up with the song Takedown, and Zoe and Zoe and Mira, they make this like weird angry face, and then they cut to Rumi, and it kind of looks like Rumi's gonna tell them to calm down, but then she joins them as well. Like all of that stuff I just love about this movie. And then the three characters, Rumi, Zoe, and Mira, like the hunter, and like I can gush so much about this movie. And then not only just that, but the thing that I love about this movie, and I know that it's not the only theme or narrative that you can tell, but my channel is called Black Gay Comic Geek. I give opinions and reviews and thoughts on movies, TV shows, comics, entertainment, and entertainment news from a black queer perspective. So I can only speak from my perspective. But watching this movie, I was just like, there's a lot of queer themes and allegories and subtext just littered throughout this movie. And it like, the songs spoke to me as a black queer male, especially the song at the end, What It Sounds Like. That song almost had me crying. Even just the idea of Rumi's story, being born half demon, born with something that she can't control, but it's still in her, and then trying to hide it, being ashamed of it, and it taking away her voice. Like, all of that are queer allegory. And again, not just the queer, because like, even What It Sounds Like, if you're going through addiction and you just come out of addiction and now you're sober, you can take the song What It Sounds Like and like, this is my voice without the lies. I'm not hiding the addiction. I'm not ashamed of the addiction. This is what my voice, this is what it sounds like. And that's how I kind of took it. Like, growing up, not me suffering from addiction, but like the song What It Sounds Like, you know, growing up being ashamed of being gay, wishing I could take a pill to take it away, being told that it's not acceptable, being told that it's not okay to be gay, being told that you're gonna go to hell, all this other stuff. But then finally coming to the point that you're like, this is who I am. You can either take it or leave it. How do the lyrics go? Nothing but the truth now, nothing but the proof of what I am. The worst of what I came from, patterns I'm ashamed of, things I don't even understand. I tried to fix it. I tried to fight it. My head was twisted. My heart divided. My lies all collided. I don't know why I didn't trust you to be by my side. And in that context, I didn't know why I didn't trust you to be by my side. That's saying I didn't know why I didn't trust and embrace my queerness, because this is who I am. This is what I am. So trust to be by my side. Trust to be myself. I broke into a million pieces and I can't go back. But now I'm seeing all the beauty in the broken glass. The scars are part of me. Darkness and harmony. My voice without the lies. This is what it sounds like. Black Gay Comic Geek is what it sounds like. That's why I go so hard about representation matter. Through representation, it equals normalization. Decolonize your fantasy. Make it blacker, make it gayer. Welcome to my Safe Gayven. Why did I cover up the color stuck inside my head? Like, I can do a full dissertation of that one song alone. And it's not even just that song, but even the song Free is like the queer awakening song. Like, and every single day it fluctuates, because like I said, I've seen the movie. No, it was maybe like 3 days ago I saw the movie, but every single day it fluctuates to like, what's my favorite song? First, What It Sounds Like was my favorite song. Then the next day, Free was my favorite song. Right now, my favorite song is Your Idol, the Soulja Boy Seduction song. That's what's been playing over and over again when I pop in my AirPods. But going back to the song Free, right? Like, to me, even that is like the queer awakening song. Like, you're constantly being told to hide yourself. You're constantly being told that you need to be ashamed of what you are. You need to change who you are. There are still people to this day that are going to like conversion therapy camps or denying their sexuality and everything like that. But then let a Republican convention go up and Grindr servers freaking implode, or like things like that, because people are toning down their sexuality. But the moment you fully embrace yourself, or not even fully embrace yourself, but like being told to be ashamed, but then the first time that you are in a queer relationship, the first time you fall in love, you're like, wait a minute, why does this feel so right? Like, when I'm here with you, I can finally breathe. My voice has come back. Like, this just feels different. This feels good. And I'm not even just talking about sex. I'm just talking about being with the person that you're attracted to. The same, you know, and it's like being queer, being with the same sex. Just like, I feel free right now. It's like we both tried to fight what we're running from. We can't fix it if we never face it. Let the past be the past till it's weightless. It's like you just feel a weight going off your shoulder. The first time you just like, you're with, and again, I'm not even talking about sex, but the first time you're with someone of the same sex that you're attracted to, and you're just like, oh my God, like, because of this feeling, this can't be wrong. Right? Why does it feel right every time I let you in? And you could take that in a couple of different ways. But yeah, enough about the songs. So like I said, I can give dissertations about the songs all day. But like, in terms of like the story in and of itself, I love the story and, you know, the idea of the honeymoon and everything like that. I will say that this one right here, she was the true villain of the movie, because had she fully accepted Rumi and didn't provide her conditional love, none of this would have happened in the first place, because there was almost a point in the movie where the golden honeymoon was forming. You saw it turning slowly into gold, but Rumi was always ashamed of who she was. And the part of that reason that she was ashamed of who she was always came from Celine. And I guess Celine was a former demon hunter. And so she was just pushing on Rumi the way she was raised. And we don't necessarily know a lot about demon lore in this world. But even at the same time, Celine is the one that still made the choice to raise up this little half demon girl as her own. She made the choice to train up this little half demon girl as a demon hunter and as a daughter. But even still, she only provided her conditional love. And Rumi even confronted her when she was like, why didn't you love me? Why didn't you love all of me? And it's very similar, again, speaking from a queer perspective, like, I've heard this plenty of times, whether people in my life or just in general, of people saying like, oh, I don't mind if Michael's gay, but like, I don't want to see him like with his boyfriend, or I don't want to see that, or don't talk about it around me or whatever. Like, it's cool, but I don't want to hear about it. Or you even hear that in like the Republican Party, like, oh yeah, I don't mind gay people. Like, I don't care about gay people, but why do you guys got to shove your gay agenda down my throat? Meanwhile, as a black gay man, I see straightness and whiteness everywhere. Why is whiteness constantly shoved down my throat? Why do I got to turn on any TV channel and I see a mostly white cast everywhere I go? Why do I got to turn on a TV channel? Damn near every program I watch, whether animated, movie, comic, novel, every character I see is mostly all straight. I can rarely see queer characters in the leads in a movie. Even this movie, there's no queer characters. Straightness is being shoved down my throat. You got people complaining and deleting and boycotting Netflix right now because there's an animated Jurassic Park movie and there's a lesbian kiss in that movie. Oh, the gay agenda, gays are pushing their agenda on kids. It's like, how many Disney movies have straight kisses in them? Push to kids. Avatar: The Last Airbender, Katara and Aang, kids kissed at the end of the series. Didn't Robin and Starfire kiss in Teen Titans? People would look at kindergarteners interacting with each other, boys and girls, and they're like, oh, is that your little girlfriend over there? And they're in kindergarten. You're pushing your sexual straight agenda on these kids. That little kid could be gay. And you're saying, oh, is that your girlfriend? Or they say to kids like, oh, he's going to be a heartbreaker. You better watch him. Like, you're pushing your agenda on kids. But yeah, I say all that to say Celine was the true villain, really, of the movie, because if she accepted Rumi in the first place and allowed her to be her full, authentic self, they would have created the golden honeymoon. She would have never had a reason to be ashamed, which allowed for the cracking of the honeymoon in the first place. And I'm not saying she's actually a villain, but like, you know that saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions? She is pretty much the perfect example of that. Now, with that said, as much as I love this movie, as much as I've watched this movie more than once, I've listened to the soundtrack more than once, I can gush about and talk about this movie all day. It's not perfect. There are some things about this movie that I do wish they had added in. Maybe they'll talk about it in the sequel or whatever. But I do feel like as much story as we got about Rumi, we didn't really get that much about Rumi. Like her parents, her father, who is her father, learning about their lives, the K-pop demon huntrix, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. We don't really know much about their lives. How did they even meet? And then how are you chosen to be a demon hunter? Because they say every generation, like in every generation, a slayer is born. In every generation, there are 3 that become hunters. How do they choose who becomes a hunter? Is it like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing where only certain people are born with the ability to be a hunter and they have to wait until that is revealed amongst the people that are born and then you have to find them out? Or anybody can just be a hunter? You just choose 3 people and that can sing and they're automatically hunters. Like, how does that work? We don't know. And the song Golden, it's teased that potentially Zoe's parents have been divorced, because there's a moment where she's like, I had to choose between 2 sides of my life. And then they talk about how Zoe was raised in Burbank, California, and then she eventually moved to Korea. So there's hints that maybe, you know, her parents are divorced or whatever, but like, we don't really get much about her backstory. We don't get anything about Mira's back, like, other than the fact that like she's the black sheep of the family. Like, we don't know anything about Huntrix. And that's something I would like to have learned more about the girl's backstory. And then also, in addition to that, I feel like the lore of the demons wasn't really all that fleshed out, because you have the fact that Rumi's mother had sex with the demon, and that's how we got Rumi. Rumi's half demon. But like, was her mother tricked? Is that demon evil? Is that also a good demon? Because we see that Jinnu was kind of a good demon, but is he the only good demon? Like, can demons be good? And then also Jinnu, we saw 400 years ago, was originally human. So are all demons in this world originally human? Because we see that the Saja boys have the same form that Jinnu had, but yet we don't really go into their backstory. Were they originally human? Maybe why didn't they perhaps have like human souls or good moments or anything like that in this movie? Because they briefly touched on it for like a second, where after Rumi met Jinnu, she went to like other demons and was just like, is Guima making you do these things? Is he taking control over you? And then they never really touched on it again. And then even like the derpy cat and the bird, those are demons, but they're harmless demons. So like, but then they're like, let's kill all demons. So I'm like, are there some good demons that like, how does this demon lore work? Because outside of Jinnu, the Huntrix, they killed all the Saja boys, but could those Saja boys have been redeemed? Like, what made Jinnu so special that he still retained his human memories versus like mystery, baby, romance, etc.? So that's something I would wish that we got to learn a little bit more about. Like, I get the movie has its perfect length, but I kind of wish it was a little bit longer, so maybe we could learn more about that. And I get that's not necessarily what the story, but even like getting a flashback, like the moment that Rumi's demon half started to take over and she started to feel down and depressed and everything like that. Like, I feel like that could have been a perfect. And I saw this from like, I forgot. I think it was New Rockstars, Jessica Clemens, that mentioned this, that they could have got this. I don't remember where I saw, but I'm like, that's actually a good idea. Like, the moment that she was down in the dirt and depressed and her demon form was starting to take over, that would have been a perfect moment to like see a vision or a flashback or something of like her mother encouraging her. Or maybe not a flashback, because her mother died when she was super young, but like just like a vision of her mother just being like, you can do it, you can embrace whatever. Or even her father, her demon father, like something to like give more backstory to Rumi. Even with them being like K-pop superstars, like, where are Zoe and Mira's parents? Do they not like that they're K-pop superstars, or like what's going on with that? But yeah, outside of that, I love this movie. They're definitely gonna do a sequel, because this is like the highest rated thing Netflix has ever put out, and the album is like #1 around the world. So like, it's definitely going to be a sequel. I want like a K-pop Demon Hunter universe, not just a movie, but do like a spin-off television series. Like, I want all things K-pop Demon Hunters. And of course, hopefully it doesn't get diluted. Like, they release too many franchises and series and everything like that, and then the other properties suck. But I definitely want to see a sequel for K-pop Demon Hunters. Hopefully the movie is a little bit longer so we can get that backstory and explanation and everything like that. I want to see Jinnu come back. Maybe, in human form, and maybe join the K-pop Demon Hunters, join Huntrix as like a fourth member, or even let all the Saja boys come back. Let them all come back and let them be redeemed. Almost kind of like Sailor Moon, where those dark princes, they were evil at first, but then they came back and they were redeemed. They were good guys again after they were cleansed. Let's have that happen for K-pop Demon Hunters. But yeah, with that said, I'm obsessed. I love this movie. Definitely gonna listen to the soundtrack over and over and over again. But what do you guys think about K-pop Demon Hunters? Were you like me? Because I had a couple people say like, yeah, I was just like you. I held off on watching the movie, but then I finally bit the bullet and watched it, and I loved it. Let me know all your thoughts about K-pop Demon Hunters in the comment section below. What's your favorite song from the movie? Let me know that as well. If this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, hopefully check out the other videos on my channel. If you like what you see, hit that follow button, like, share, comment, interact for the all gay rhythm. Tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel to help me continue to grow. Hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.